May start talking about Aston Villa.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to Villa in Noir. This is my match reaction for Aston Villa's loss, getting kicked out of the FA Cup at home to Newcastle 3-1. I know a lot of people thought I'd probably be ducking this. I know I'm dropping this on the Monday. So I know there's people that thought, he's not going to talk about it, but I am going to talk about it. Before I do anything, make sure you are smashing that like button, you are pressing that subscribe button, clicking the notification bell, and more than anything, getting involved in the comments, because after that, I want to hear what you have to say. So many talking points in the game. I don't want to keep it too long because, at the end of the day, it wasn't a good day. It wasn't a good day for Aston Villa, and I didn't expect us to go out, especially in that way. But the way that game went, especially the way it finished, how we finished the game, it just wasn't, it's just not what we need right now. I was on a stream the day before. Someone said, it might be actually a good thing for you guys to lose this game because it's one less competition for you to think about. And I said, you know what? I hear it. I hear the logic behind it. But you know what I don't want? I don't want another loss at home. 3 out of the last 4 games at home, now we've lost, whether that in all competitions, obviously. That was Brentford, Everton, and now Newcastle in the FA Cup. Villa Park used to be a fortress. Villa Park was somewhere where people could come, people couldn't come anyway, and win. People couldn't come and get a good result because it was a fortress, and some things happened. We can blame it on injuries. We can blame it on the missing players. We can blame it on the lack of cohesiveness in the squad. But ultimately, I can't even say allure. I can't even find what the word is. Whatever it is, the mystique. That's the word. The mystique surrounding Villa Park doesn't seem to be there at this present moment. How can Newcastle come into our place? We just beat them at St. James's Park 2-0 away from home, and they came back a couple of weeks later and put the work in on us. Now, yes, this was a game where VAR was made to look like a saviour, because it's very clear that these referees are so used to relying on VAR that they can't actually trust their own judgment. I'm a fair fan. I'm a fair football fan. Tammy Abraham was offside. There's an argument that for their first goal, Tonali's goal, the first one, Dan Burn was offside in the lead up to the goal. But ultimately, they were definitely should have had a penalty, because Luca Dean was through 2 or 3 yards inside the box, and the referee gave a free kick. It was a game where referees were made to look shambolic. And to be fair, Aston Villa, when we finished, or just before that half ended, about 43, 44 minutes, 45 minutes, I was like, yeah, we're in control. 1-0 up. Things are cool. We seem calm. And then that stupid second goalkeeper of ours made a rash decision. Now, Leon Bailey gave the ball away, and it was a 3-on-1 or 3-on-2 if you include Marco Biza. But for him to be that far out of his goal and make that kind of challenge in that game just showed a complete lack of composure. I used to study GCSE PE, right? And there was this theory when it came to sports motivation, and it talks about the catastrophe theory, that some people get so hyped up into the game that they just drop off and their performance drops. So their performance goes up and up and up and up, and they reach a point where they're so motivated or so, I can't remember what the variable is, that they just hit a point, and it's called the catastrophe theory. It's like a straight down. You lose your head, you do something rash. Eric Cantona kung fu kicks a fan. Wayne Rooney stamps on a Ricardo Carvalho. David Beckham flicks out his foot at Diego Simeone in the 1998 World Cup quarterfinal, or last 16, sorry. And then we have Marco Biza coming out of his area like a joke man and taking out a player And there's the argument there. Was it denying a obvious goal scoring opportunity? Was it Dogso? Because Douglas Luiz was there, but there was 3 against 1. They can't guarantee it. The ball was going away from goal. There's so many different variables, but that was stupid. And we can point to that point of the game being the reason why we lost. I saw Aston Villa try hard in that second half, and we just got tired. Newcastle did the right thing. They moved the ball around, and just tired the players out. That second goal? Was just lethargy, like the fact that Tonali had that much space on the edge of the box. Again, lethargy. Third goal, lethargy. People were tired. Luka Dean didn't have the best game. He didn't have the best game. He looked... Oh, anyway, let's not talk about him. Pau Torres didn't even look amazing. He looked shaky at points, but it wasn't good, and this isn't good for us. And I wonder how this is going to affect us. Is this going to allow us more time to rest and all that kind of jazz, and be able to put more of our efforts into the places that we need to, like the league and the Europa League? Or is this going to cause a cascade, man? That's the worry right now. That is the worry, that is there a cascade? But I stand by what I say about Unai Emery. And I believe that he will get it together. However, it wasn't what we wanted. We don't lose 3-1 at home. We don't lose 3-1 at home. That's not Villa's style. So, yeah, you know what it is, guys. Football first, consequences later. And it's that time. How do I categorize this performance? How do I categorize this result? Tier 1 is tier 1s are the ones where, there's been silly mistakes, or, a draw that was unconvincing, or an unconvincing win. So it's not tier 1. Tier 2 is when we've made mistakes that have led to our demise and loss. And tier 3 is the flopped it tier. And as much as we tried hard, as much as we galvanized in that second half at 10 men, and we lost the steam, and ultimately we flopped it. We flopped an opportunity at silverware. And I say we, but we know where the blame lies here, if I'm honest. Marco Bizot caused us to flop. We shouldn't have been out of the FA Cup. We should have been cruising through to that 5th round. And because of Marco Bizot, that is a tier 3 consequence, which means I'm going up. I'm going to a spice that I've never been before. I'm going up. To the ghost pepper. My son's in the other room now, and I can hear him getting excited and looking over the thing. And I wonder how this is going to go. I actually don't know, because the second spice was actually quite hot. Marco Bizot, this is your fault. Oh. Here goes. Tier 3 consequence after we got knocked out of the FA Cup in the 5th round. Ghost pepper hot sauce. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Yo. Oh. Ooh. Yo, that's burning. Yo. Oh. Oh. No, I can't handle it. Oh no, I can't handle it. No, so I'm going to firm it as much as I can without the milk. What do you mean? Okay. You know what? It's in my chest. Lord have mercy. Oh. Why? You want it to be hotter? Nah, man, that's for those ones. That's only it's a level. That's only level 5, level 3.
You should go higher.
No.
That was really bad.
No, man. You see how my son wants to mash me up? Man says,
Really bad performance.
there we have it, man. My chest is burning, man. Lord have mercy. I like spice and I can handle that. That was still hot, but I don't need to be going. That's only halfway on the tiers, bro. Don't need to be going up any further. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. Please let me know your thoughts. Make sure you're in the comments. You know, I'll reply to I'll reply to what I can. Make sure you're in the comments. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping videos. Yeah, again, thank you for your support. Let's push this further. Road to 1K subscribers. All right, that's me. And as always, guys, you know what it is. Up the Villa. Peace.